Hello, welcome to Mindset2Results. And today our guest is Annette Dernick, and she is expert in love and peace in companies. And she also is a best-selling author, coach, and expert in mindset. Hi, Annette.
Hi, Elena. Great to meet you.
Great to meet you too. So let us speak today about love and peace. How is it important for companies, and how it is important for people who work there, and not only for them, but also how it impacts all their families. So let us a little tell us a little bit about your story and how you decided to dedicate your life and time to share with people the importance of love.
Yeah, so why it is important to companies is because at present we are in a situation that the old models, they don't work any longer, the old behavior. And it's really necessary to shift to another behavior. And another behavior, the one of the future, that is one of appreciation. And that is where love and peace comes into the companies. My experience is that when companies have a lot of appreciation, also the profits increase. And the background why I do this is I've learned from my own history that there were events when I had to face situations that were influenced by things that my parents had gone through during wartime. And so as we still have some also fights going on in companies, I know that it's really very important to change these behaviors in companies.
Yes, and let's speak about this more because appreciation directly is related with creativity. Yes, when the people feel appreciated, they become more creative. Yes, they because they want to do more, and everybody is creative. Yes, and it is not even the question if the person can be creative and do things better. It is the question if there is the environment in the company that will uh, that will move that person and give them that space where he can be creative.
Exactly. Each of us has, let's say, our own special creativity. So some people, for them, it's easy to write. For others, it's easy to create a new product. And if people really have the space in a company to live their creativity, that's great. And it's not only creativity that's increasing, it's also productivity, which is very important for companies, and also the commitment, because employees who feel appreciated in the company, they love to work for the company. And then they are really committed and they do not leave the company that quickly as maybe other employees who stay in the company only because they need the paycheck.
Yes, exactly. When the people feel appreciated, they will also do their best. Yes, because this is like energy exchange, and it is also the atmosphere. If business owners really want to achieve big results, they should be the state of mind, not only theirs, but all people who come to the work, to be at the state of mind of their high potential and to willing to do more. And this is a good attitude to do more than you are paid for. And this is actually the way how to be paid more, because when you create more value, this is how as a action and reaction happens, this is how you get paid. Yeah, so if there is such atmosphere in the company and everybody is creative, motivated and inspired to do better, even they are paid more, this is how a company gets those big results. And this is how love is important. Yes, that everybody can feel heard, appreciated, and encouraged to do even more.
Yes, exactly. And you already mentioned the most important thing, and that's really that the CEOs or the owners of the company, that they start with this attitude. Because if they have an atmosphere or spread an atmosphere of, let's say, distrust in the company, then there will be distrust in the company. And at the contrary, if they really have an atmosphere of love and appreciation, and if they really trust their employees, then this will be the atmosphere of the company. And so it really starts within every CEO and owner of a company, because everything starts within me. And then I, as a leader of the company, I can really create this atmosphere for my whole team, for my whole company, with great results.
Yes, exactly. So let's speak how to build that love atmosphere in the company. And you partly already answered this question, that everything starts from the CEO, which is the head, yes, of the company. So let's speak about the importance of self-love, because if you don't love itself, you cannot love anybody, right? It is like in the Bible, even one of the laws, the second law is to love your neighbor the same as you love yourself, right? So if you don't love yourself, you cannot love your neighbor. And to love somebody, you have to love yourself first. Yes. So let's speak more about this, how self love is important for business owners and also for entrepreneurs. Because, yes, because this is also the state, right? Like self love, and it affects self esteem and confidence and emotions. It is affects everything.
Exactly. And I'm glad that you mentioned this quote of the Bible, love the next one as you love yourself. Because when I grew up, for me, it was like the other way around. I shouldn't love myself. I should only love the others and then put the priority on me. And to love myself, it doesn't mean that I'm egoistic, but it means that I'm the most important person in my life, because the only person who can change my thoughts, that's me. And so if really company owners, CEOs, and so on, if they really have this self-love, then they can love others as well. And this already starts in the morning. How do I look into the mirror? Am I grumpy and think, oh, what a day it's going to be? I don't know, who am I going to meet? Or am I looking in the mirror and saying, oh, good morning, and it's another great day. We're going to have a lot of success. It's going to be the best day of our life. And that's really the difference. And it doesn't mean that it's, let's say, all only joy and happiness. Um, Difficulties also can occur, but the difference is how to deal with these difficulties and challenges.
Yes, and also self love relates to respect. Yes, if you love yourself, you respect yourself. If you respect yourself, you can respect other people. Otherwise, if you don't respect yourself, you will not respect other people.
Yes, exactly. And that's where it all starts. And when I want to respect myself, it's also very important, and that is also related to self-love, that I am convinced that I'm okay as I am, and it's not only that I'm okay. I love a quote of a song from Bon Jovi, and it's, "Remember, you're perfect. God makes no mistakes." And if I have this attitude that I am good or perfect as I am, then that's true for and valid for everybody else. And then we have a completely other kind of conversations and how we work together.
Yes, it is important to know that you are made perfect. Yes, and on the other side, yes, it should be also extension to that. That yes, I am potentially, my DNA is perfect, and that is why I am open to always grow and learn things and implement new things. Yes, because it is also like uh, two different sides. Like one person can always thinking, oh, what is wrong with me, what is wrong with me, why like I'm not like that, why I'm not enough. And another side can be like, oh, I'm perfect, so I already know everything. Don't tell me anything. I'm the one who tell everybody what to do. Yes, and so it should be this golden middle from this, that we understand that potentially as the highest form of creatures on this planet, our DNA is perfect, and if we have some imperfection, this imperfection just comes because like layers of different events in our life, or what we were told that we are not perfect or not good enough. It is like viruses, yes. And when we when we are open for growth and for to discover who we really are, what is our potential, when we are in this process, we will remove all these layers of this imperfection. Yes, and this is why this growth process is important, which doesn't come automatically. Yes, and when we are in this personal development process of this growth, we understand that more we learn, more we understand how much we don't know, how much we have to learn, right? This is why it is so important to have that open mind, because by growing step by step and accepting who we are, and being open to become even better, yes, every day, this is how we become that perfect perfect form or perfect type of ourselves, yes, like our higher self. And there is never the end, because it is unlimited number of frequencies, yes, how we operate in our mind. Like it is always level down and level up, and this is what makes this experience of being human and grow every day so amazing, because we can be anybody we just can think about.
Yes, exactly. And the very important thing also is that also with my what is sometimes called weakness, that I accept it. So I know that I will never be, let's say, for example, Michael Jordan. I'm not a man, I don't have his stature, but it doesn't matter, because where I'm working, my abilities and my qualities, my expertise, that is what counts. And when I'm on stage speaking about love and peace in companies, then I really know what I'm talking about. And this is my quality and this is my strength. And that's important for everybody else to really look on the strength more than on the weaknesses, and to say, okay, where can I serve? What can I do? And that's why we are all different, because we do not have the same tasks to fulfill here on Earth. We have different tasks. And only if we are different, we can really collaborate, we can work together. So it's all for the highest good.
Yes, exactly. There is no competition. There is always creativity. We can always create something new that doesn't exist. Yes, and nobody can be exactly like we. Even other people, when they do, maybe it looks like the same, but nobody can be exactly as you are, or like am I. Yes, and this is part of self-love, that is to accept yourself and understand that you are unique person, you are genius in something, and to find that strength, what is really make you unique, and develop that strong part in you. Yes, and really find what you really love to do. And when we speak about business, yes, it is so much matters that the owner of the company or CEO of the company really is aligned with the mission of the company, that he really does what he loves to do. Yes, because this is the way how he will be fully present and bring his best to the surface, and will become that um, leader, like who lead by example, and other people will also see his passion and how his attitude to the company and to the business, and other people will duplicate that attitude and that passion as well.
Exactly. And it's also very important not to compare oneself with another person. So the comparison that I just choose when I said I'm never going to be Michael Jordan is so exaggerated that everybody immediately sees that it doesn't make any sense if I compare myself to him. And that's true also for other people. It doesn't help me if I compare me maybe to other speakers or to other writers, because my quality is a special one as it is yours. And so if I start to compare myself with another person, then sometimes this, it starts that we are no longer on eye level, but that people try to be, one is superior and the other one is inferior. And I very much love the attitudes according to Harris. And the first one is, I'm okay, you're okay. And this is really a basis for good conversations, for good talks, for good relationships.
Yes, yes. And let's speak more about maybe some practical things that the CEO of the company or owners of the company can start implementing to improve the environment in their companies, to make it more friendly, more encouraging, more creative, that people will feel that they are really appreciated, that they are heard, and they are given space to do the things the way that they can do the best.
Yeah, so the first thing is really to love oneself and then to give this love to others. To say it very clearly, it doesn't help to just put a basket with some fruits somewhere in the company. What appreciation really means is that when an employee approaches me, that I stay in eye contact, that I really listen to that person, that I don't interrupt the person while he or she is talking to me. And when employees really feel valued, and when they have the impression, not only the impression, when they can feel that the CEO is listening to them, is paying attention to their proposals, then that's really this atmosphere of appreciation. And if this is also accompanied by a peaceful attitude, so that, for example, there are different maybe working hours, or that it's possible to stay in the home office, something like this, so that the needs of every employee is looked at on an individual basis. That's important. And yes, I know it's also important that it's for the benefit of the whole company. So sometimes there can be a conversation, even maybe a discussion about this. And the important thing is to end these discussions with a positive result, with an agreement.
Yes, what you spoke about is so important, because everybody is the main, like the most important person in the world, right? Like the most important person in the world is you, is me, because for ourselves, we are the most important person, right? So if the if this is the attitude in the company to treat everybody as the most important person, yeah, like that attitude, it comes to everything, right? Like when it is the conversation, so to give that person that presence, not that you speak with somebody and he tells you his situation and your mind is totally different and you don't even hear half of what he said. Yes, so it all affects the relations in company. So when people feel that they're heard, that they're respected, that they're loved, it makes such a huge difference. It makes the difference in their lives. Yes, how they feel about themselves. Yes, it also affects how they will come back to their families after the working day, how they will act, how they will speak, how they will listen to their children. Yes, so it is such a big impact which business owners can create, because um, why I choose to work with business owners, entrepreneurs, because I just thought it is the way how we can impact societies, how we make the biggest impact, because people who made decision to start their business, they already are more, I would say, maybe like at some level ready to take that responsibility to become leaders, yes, to make decisions. And when other people come to work with them, they can really impact their families. Yes, not only with that amount of money which they pay for their services, but also with that culture which they can establish at their companies, those standards. Yes, because when people come, they learn, because every company has their own paradigms. Yes, so if we create these beautiful paradigms, those um, like those standards, so these standards will go beyond the office. They will also be impacting those people, families, their children, maybe their generations of children, because this is how they will feel at home and how they will communicate with their children, with their spouses, and this is how they will appreciate also what they do in the house.
Yes, exactly. So every leader is a role model, and he or she is a role model not only for the positive situations, but also for the challenging ones. So conflicts arise everywhere, and the conflicts are not the problem. The problem is how I deal with the conflict. Am I shouting? Am I crying? Or am I asking the other person, oh, what's your opinion? What's important for you? And if I resolve a conflict in a constructive and positive way, that's a very good sign. And the same is true for what we call mistakes. I've now changed my vocabulary. I don't call it mistakes any longer. I call it experiences, because sometimes maybe I didn't know that it was a so-called mistake. So I can choose it in the next situation, and then it's what was one experience. And if employees come home with this attitude, then they live this attitude also with their spouse, with their children, and I completely agree with you. They have a very big impact, maybe even bigger than they would ever have imagined.
Yes, and another thing that I would like to speak about you is attitude to the failure. Yes, because when the company sets the big goals, it will be naturally that the owner of the company himself will face the terror barrier, that wall which will cause fears and doubts, because it always natural to feel the fears and doubts when we go beyond something that we experienced before. Yes, because it is unknown, it is outside of our comfort zone, and this is natural. So this attitude towards the failure, it is so important. I would say it is just crucial to have the right attitude to failure, because if people will be punished for making mistakes or failing something, there will be no growth, because they will be afraid to do something outside of what they know is like already proven. Yes, like already they know that it's work, and there will be no growth. But if the company sets the goals which are much bigger than what they already experienced, the one of the most important things is to cultivate that attitude to embrace the failure. Yes, like do the best, what you think is the best, but don't be afraid of failure, because if people will have this open space, they know that they can do the best, but if they fail, it will be not, they will not be punished, they not be deducted salary or whatever. Yes, it will give them that courage to step into unknown. And this is how every individual in this company will grow, will experience new things, will make decisions, and they will see that breakthrough, and they will grow as individuals, as teams, and also the company will achieve their goals.
Exactly. And with such a culture and atmosphere in the companies where it's no longer failure, but where it was maybe a try, that's completely another atmosphere. There would be many products that wouldn't exist today if people hadn't tried and tried and tried again and again and again until it really worked. And yes, I also agree with you that doubt and fear is also typical human. And we say that courage is if you acknowledge the fear and do it anyway. And for me, that's also very important. And if it's really a company with a team that stands together and together also with the CEO, then he doesn't have to take the risk on it, but he has a team who supports him. And if I have other people who support me, it's much easier to take a risk or to say, let's go for it. And in my opinion, also questions help, like, how can we achieve this? What can we do? Very often when I can come in companies, I hear, oh, we haven't done this before, we can't do this. And this doesn't help. If I really have this attitude to look for a solution, then my brain opens for a solution open state of mind. And that's how solutions are possible. And then we'll just, okay, we'll go for it, we'll try it, and finally we'll be successful.
Yes, exactly. And when if something doesn't go the way that was planned, it is always good to see like what like do that analysis. Yes,
Yeah.
what didn't go well as planned, why this happened, and what we can do better. Yes, so in this case, if we have this attitude to see what didn't work and how we can do it better next time, this is the process of this development and growth. So, and this is it is natural process because there is no success without failure. But failure happens only when we stop or when we quit or when we don't learn the lessons from something that didn't work. But if we learn the lessons and all the team can discuss the situation and see what didn't work, it is just positive thing. It is just the next step to success.
Yes, exactly. And that's there is this program, Rome wasn't built in a day. And so also new products are not created in one day. And to, yeah, just try and try and try. And for me, that's also something very typical for project management, where sometimes people do not know which will be the end result of what they are doing. And if they really have this attitude of appreciation, then they are much more enthusiastic. And when I talk about projects, I also think about of international project teams with which I've been working. And sometimes it can be a little irritating to work with other cultures because they have other habits. And at the same time, if we really have a team with a big variety of persons, then much more ideas can occur. And so it's also very important to be grateful for a great variety in a team. And the question is only, how can I, as a company owner, unify this team? And if I can do this, and I've already done this with several teams, yes, then it's really possible to reach big goals.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And this is so much important that the owner of the company knows exactly who he is, understands the human potential, yes, understands the mindset, how he can help different people with different personalities to bring their best to the surface. And this is how it's important to do these trainings for mindset that people can tap into their potential and create this encouraging, loving, respectful atmosphere for everyone's growth.
Yes, exactly. And I've really experienced with a lot of teams, with a lot of company owners, and it's really worth doing this work and going this path because I'm really convinced that in future, if a company wants to attract new employees, then it must be an atmosphere of trust and appreciation. At present, in my opinion, the reason why so many companies lack skilled employees is that the atmosphere in the company isn't an atmosphere where people work in. And at the same time, it's not that difficult to change it. And it's always a good idea to start this way, to maybe look for support who can support a company owner in this process, and then to confide a mentor, a coach, or to be inspired by a speech, and to really start this process in order to be competitive in future as well.
Yes, and how do you think is the importance of the getting mentor for CEO itself or for company owner itself to help him to get to that big vision and believe that it is possible and set big goals, set big high standards for himself uh, related to discipline, to certain habits, and to help the team to do the same.
Yeah, there's one model that I love to work with, and it's called the Yohari window. And in this Yohari window, there's one quarter of it, it's called the blind spot. And the blind spot means that those are habits or attitudes that I don't realize on me and my behavior, but other people do. And so it's very good to have a mentor at the side who can help me to bring light to this blind spot. Because I know when I started to work on my blind spot with a mentor, it was really kind of breathtaking. It brought so much change into my life. And yeah, sometimes people maybe can do it on their own. And at the same time, in my opinion, it's really better to have somebody at the side to really support the person and also to encourage a person. Because when I start this process and when I did so, I also had times when it went down and I was, yeah, I was very sad that I didn't make the progress that I wanted to. And if then you have somebody on your side who says, oh, you're already doing fine and you've already achieved this or changed this, just go on and to also accept the downs. And in my opinion, that's much easier with an experienced person at the side to reach these goals.
Yes, I totally agree with you that people don't see because they see only reality through prism of their paradigms of those programs, and it is like guards who stand in front of subconscious mind and allow only information which we get through five senses to get in, which is already there, like which matches with those beliefs which we have, and this something that doesn't match with the beliefs which we already have or those information which we already accepted as the true, they just get rejected with this guard. And that's why people don't even know what they don't know. Yes, and this is why it is important to have somebody else from outside of that box where everybody is, and he can see those blind spots and show that is the way, because the people can just get stuck within their box, like because it is the same thoughts, the same reactions, the same actions, the same habits, and they cannot even understand why they don't get through, why they just get to some ceiling, right, and get the same results again and again.
Yes, and I know that a CEO or company owner has a lot of different tasks. I'm an entrepreneur myself, and I know how many different tasks I have. And in a company, normally you have something for accounting, for sales, for marketing, and so on. But what most companies that I know don't have is somebody who's supporting the CEO as to mindset. We've already been talking about this, as to attitude, as to communication, as to teamwork, how to build teams, with all these soft skills. Normally, when we think of a company, it's more about those hard skills. And those soft skills, in my opinion, they will be much more important in future to really have this, this other atmosphere where employees really love to go to work, and where they are really committed. And what we say in English is where they go the extra mile, not only for the company, for the customers as well. We have not yet been talking about the customers, because customers feel attracted to those companies where they feel welcomed, where they have the impression that employees do really everything that's possible to satisfy their needs or their wishes.
Yes, yes, Aneta. Thank you so much. Yes, exactly. We spoke about so much, and even this last this minute, what you said, that CEO have so many responsibilities, and they don't have anybody to ask, anybody to speak. Yes, because everybody expect them to give solutions, but who do they have? Yes, that is why. So it is important to have mentor for the company who will support the owner in his decisions and help him to make those audacious decisions, big goals, yeah, and support also CEOs so they can all come as a like unique, like united mechanism together and be at the same page, that everyone has support and take care of their health, mental health, not only physical health, yes, and encourage other people who are in the team to do the same.
Yes, exactly. Thank you very much, Elena, for our wonderful, amazing conversation. It was so great to be here with you. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you too, Aneta. And of course, I appreciate you sharing your knowledge and experience, expertise. And I'm looking to see you again in our future episodes.
So am I. Thank you very much. Bye.